This is In the Loop. I'm Christian Bryant. For the next hour, we're deep diving on a range of topics, so feel free to engage however you see fit, even if we're just background noise. Just think, I won't know. Let's be honest, we've probably all had this thought at some point during the week. Why do I have to work 5 days a week? The 4-day work week is not a new idea. As early as 1956, we had then Vice President Richard Nixon saying he thought the 4-day week was in the not too distant future thanks to the GOP under President Eisenhower. Sorry, Dick, but 65 years later, we're still at it. Though, as more American companies are embracing flexible remote work and hybrid office use, there seems to be renewed momentum to rethink flexible hours too. Last summer, a pivotal study from the Reykjavik City Council made headlines after studying more than 2,500 workers over 4 years. The study found promising signs that reduced working hours really could be beneficial to both employees and employers without sacrificing productivity. And now, according to the researchers, 86% of Iceland's workforce have either moved to shorter hours for the same pay or will gain the right to. The most obvious benefit the study found was a healthier work-life balance. Across multiple studies, including the Reykjavik case, workers have reported feeling less stressed and less at risk of burnout when working only 4 days. And the 4-day week has other potential benefits, such as cutting the carbon footprint with less commuting and saving companies' expenses by having offices closed for the day. Now hang on though, before you start demanding a 4-day work week from the boss, there are more pieces to the puzzle. Some industries have a harder roadmap reducing hours than others. For example, a law firm in Copenhagen introduced a 4-day week for some staff, but ultimately, hours were still not reduced since their clients were not beholden to sticking to the firm's 4-day schedule. In other industries, especially in the public sector, offices would need more staff and staggered shifts to make sure someone is still always on call Monday through Friday. And that can be especially hard to achieve while the country is experiencing labor shortages. The bottom line is, 4 days a week won't work for every business or every worker. But what's more likely is companies can work on a case-by-case basis to embrace more flexible schedules. And the evidence does show it's worth exploring. Researchers stress that other changes to the workplace may be needed in order to make 4-day weeks as productive as 5 full days. One major thing most experts say has to change: meetings. It will not surprise any of you that surveys show both employees and managers think most meetings are unproductive. That's where "could have been an email" came from. In one survey of 6,500 employees, nearly half of respondents admitted that because of poorly organized meetings, they didn't have time to finish the rest of their work. The biggest problem is that they interrupt what researchers call deep work, a term coined by Georgetown computer science professor Cal Newport to describe the ability to focus without distraction on a cognitively demanding task. In other words, researchers suggest workers need uninterrupted time away from emails, the many messages, and those Zoom calls to finish their toughest and often more important tasks. This can lead to longer hours, as employees report either starting early or waiting to the end of a workday to get big tasks done. That unpaid overtime has increased sharply in the pandemic. It's important to note a 4-day week has yet to be adopted and tested on a fully nationwide scale. There are massive studies now underway, and some large companies have already been experimenting with 4-day weeks. Ultimately, each company and each industry is different, and at a time when a lot of workplace norms are shifting, perhaps now will be the time we see major shifts in how and how long we work too. As we mentioned at the top, one of those shifting norms is, of course, remote work. As some companies try to woo applicants with offers of flexible locations, others are mandating in-person work again with mixed results. National correspondent Haley Bull looked at how these in-person mandates have been playing out and what could be next for the return to the office.
While the coronavirus continues its spread, some workers across the country are still working from home.
I was a little nervous to see how the transition period would go, but I couldn't be more thankful for it. It has been amazing.
Miranda Doyle says she finds more productivity and a new outlook with remote work.
So it's beautiful because I can, work on the go. I can travel and I can work remotely from a beach or wherever life takes me and still be able to be efficient and get my job done.
But while some jobs are still done from home, other companies are navigating return to in-person work and hybrid policies.
Many companies have some form of hybrid, but it's no secret that leaders want to move back to the office more quickly.
A PwC survey in August found a third of business executives questioned planned a mix of in-person, hybrid, and fully remote for the fall.
We're seeing more and more companies not change their policies. So if companies have been comfortable with remote work and make it optional to kind of ask people to come in on a hybrid basis but not mandate it, they're going to continue that. If they've pushed out their reopening dates to January, they may actually push them out further with this new variant.
We checked in with some of the biggest companies. Humana says it's closely monitoring developments with the latest variant. The company says the majority of its workforce is still working from home. They are planning for the return in January, but the company says it will offer various work styles. They said, quote, "We believe that these work style offerings will allow us to attract and retain talent, enhance employee engagement and experience, and strengthen our culture." United Health Group encourages its team to work in whatever environment is best for them. Google already extended its voluntary return to the office policy to January. Meta, formerly Facebook, has the same timeline, also monitoring the situation closely. Offices will be more flexible for those expected to return, but a challenge for companies.
Executives are loath to actually make significant changes around return to work policy because we know that flexibility is a competitive weapon in today's tight talent markets.
I think one of the big things we're seeing is that job seekers are feeling more empowered than ever before.
Bree Reynolds with FlexJobs says the remote job market is stronger than it's ever been.
On the whole, more companies, at least with our information, more companies seem to be offering at least some sort of hybrid or fully remote option than are requiring everyone to come back into the office without any sort of remote work.
But like anything else, plans may vary company to company. Opinions may differ person to person.
Opinions differ on when the ideal time to go back is, how much work should be hybrid, in person, totally virtual. Everyone thinks something different. So it's been one of the hardest returns to kind of track and navigate.
The navigation for Miranda?
This, period has shown me that remote work is best for me, best for my family, best for my lifestyle.
Haley Bull in Tampa, Florida, Newsy.